A clip from a Stars on Ice rehearsal in Tokyo went viral this week, and the setup is almost too good. Amber Glenn, standing completely focused, locked in, eyes forward, doing exactly what a three-time national champion does at rehearsal, while behind her, Ilia Malinin, the quad god himself, decides this is the perfect moment to attempt a full split on the rehearsal floor. He is fully committed, lowering himself to the floor with complete confidence behind someone who has no idea this is happening, and the moment Amber turns around and sees him, she does not laugh and wave, she does not look surprised, she immediately tries to trip him, and the comment section understood the assignment instantly. One person wrote that the contrast between Amber's focused energy and Ilya's complete lack of impulse control is perfect. Another said you cannot convince them these two are not siblings who were separated at birth. And honestly, both of those assessments are difficult to argue with after watching the 15-second clip. But here is what makes it more than just a funny video. That clip is only possible because of what these two went through together, because of who they actually are to each other, and because of the specific emotional journey that brought them to a Tokyo rehearsal hall in April 2026, still able to make each other completely unrehearsed stupid. It is April 2026, and the Olympic hangover is absolutely real. Amber Glenn just defended her third consecutive U.S. women's title in January. Malinin clinched his fourth straight men's title, which is a historically absurd achievement at 21 years old. Both of them flew to Milan for the Winter Olympics under individual and collective team pressure, and they delivered. Team USA won gold in the figure skating team event, and then barely a month after those Olympic podiums, both of them were on a plane again to Prague for the ISU World Figure Skating Championships. Because elite figure skating does not care how tired you are, you just keep competing because the season has its own timeline.
Stars on Ice came calling after all of that. 8 shows across 9 days in Japan. And 2 exhausted elite athletes showed up to a Tokyo rehearsal hall, and one of them immediately started doing splits behind the other one's back, which tells you everything about what happens to the pressure when competition season finally actually ends. To understand why the Tokyo video lands with the specific emotional resonance it does, you have to understand what the lead-up to the Milan Olympics actually looked like for Amber Glenn. She went into the women's short program and struggled in front of the entire world after 3 consecutive national titles and years of competing with one of the most emotionally raw and authentic performance styles in the sport. When that happened, Ilia Malinin showed up for her. Not with a press statement, not with a generic social media post, but with direct, personal encouragement in the moment when it actually mattered. And Glenn has talked openly about the fact that she considers him like a younger brother. She is 26, he is 21. There is just enough of an age gap for that sibling dynamic to feel completely real. She has been there longer, she has gone through more. She is the one who shows up for him when the competition gets heavy, and he is the one who does a split behind her back the moment the pressure finally lifts. That is not how you treat a teammate. That is how you treat family. And you can see it in how she interacts with him. You can see it in how quickly and instinctively she goes straight for the trip, rather than stopping to process what she just witnessed. That's a real relationship, something built through shared pressure and shared failure and shared gold medals and shared planes to Prague when you're already exhausted. And you cannot manufacture it. You cannot produce it through team-building exercises. It either develops through what you go through together, or it does not develop at all.
Stars on Ice is essentially the victory lap of figure skating, the touring show that brings together the best American skaters after the competitive season ends. And this year's Japan leg is a genuine gathering of Team USA royalty that includes Glenn and Malinin alongside Alyssa Leo, Isabeau Levito, Madison Chalk and Evan Bates, and Ellie Calm and Danny O'Shea. 8 shows, 9 days, Japan, then 26 shows across 6 weeks in American cities. And for fans who could not make it to the Olympics or watch the World Championships live, this is the chance to be in the same room as the people who just made history. No scores, no nerves around point deductions, no technical caller tracking every edge, just the ice and the music and the performance, and the specific looseness that exists when athletes who have been executing at the highest competitive level for months are suddenly free from the machinery of evaluation. Longtime Stars on Ice fans talk about the energy of these shows every year, the quality that cannot be replicated during competition season. And the Tokyo rehearsal clip is the perfect preview because it documents exactly what that looseness actually looks like before the lights are even on and the audience is in the seats. What the clip showed beyond anything else is that even after the titles and the medals and the world championships, these are still people who will attempt a casual split behind their teammates' back in a rehearsal hall purely because the moment felt right and the impulse was there, and why not? We spend so much time watching elite athletes under lights, in competition, where everything is calculated and every movement is rehearsed. And then a video comes out of Ilia Malinin going for a split in a Tokyo rehearsal hall, while Amber Glenn immediately tries to trip him, and the whole thing snaps back into focus.
These are people who have trained for years, sacrificed enormous amounts, and competed at the highest levels available to human beings in their discipline. And they are still fundamentally goofy. They still make each other laugh. They still play. They still have the kind of relationship where one of them can do something completely unserious and the other goes straight for the trip without thinking about it. What made this video land so hard is that it did not feel curated at all. It felt accidental. It felt like a stolen moment between two people who have been through something genuinely hard together and have come out the other side still able to be ridiculous with each other without trying. We are living in an era of sports where athletes are more visible than they have ever been. Every training session, every travel day, every warm-up routine, and a lot of athletes, understandably, start performing for the cameras, even when they think they are not, because the cameras are always there, and the awareness of them shapes behavior. What made this Tokyo video the exception is the specific quality of non-performance. Nobody was doing anything for the content. Nobody was building a post. The whole thing happened because Malinin is exactly who the quad god persona suggested he was all along, which is a competitive genius who will also absolutely attempt a split behind a national champion's back at a rehearsal in Tokyo just because the feeling was there. That quality of spontaneous, unfiltered humanity is genuinely rare in high-pressure athletic environments where every public action has been processed through the awareness of platform and image. And when it surfaces through a 15-second clip, it tells you something true about the relationship that is more credible than any interview answer either of them has given about how they feel about each other. One fan's comment said it simply, "They are family," and that is the whole story. Two of the best figure skaters America has ever produced, who are also apparently siblings in every way that counts, the kind who will embarrass each other in public and show up for each other under the specific pressure of an Olympic women's short program and make the entire internet wish they had that in their own corner.